real sad and everything, but legitimately, if you just told me, by the way, you're actually sired from ancient royalty, but the kingdom was destroyed when the Nazis rolled over Europe, I'd still be getting my head around it. Not like, no, don't say it, it was true. Like, what? You reacted pretty hard, pretty quick. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we're back with another episode of Gundam Wing. We got notes. I got notes. Lessons went through a computer mishap, so his have been erased from history. We got a board, and we have a comment. Let's go ahead and start with the board. And with the board comes the board changelog. I changed the white line between Quatra and Troa to green. I added Lucretia Noin, attached her to Zex with a green line and a purple arrow. Connected her to Wufei with a red line. I also added Lady Un and attached her to Trays with a green line.
You know, I'm thinking, I don't know. I mean, I know why there's a red line between Hiro and Relena, because Hiro keeps trying to kill Relena, so there's that.
Last episode, Hiro, I'm here, kill me.
Yeah. But could you still add an arrow between Relena and Hiro, even on the red?
To what?
The way Relena seems to feel about Hiro.
The problem is that we know where that relationship is going. But I think at best it would be a white arrow because I don't know what the fuck is going on right now.
Well, she seems to be obsessed with him.
Yeah,
she's not good.
Come kill me? Is that love?
Yeah.
Purple means love.
I didn't say I didn't. No, yeah, it would be purple, definitely. It's just an arrow, though.
That's what I said. White is unknown, and also, is that a two-way arrow? It's like
I think it's just one way so far. He seems obsessed with him. Why? Because she's weird, I guess.
I mean, I've mentioned this before. I feel like I need a wider color spectrum for these lines.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of emotions that aren't like... White does a lot of work. Look, I'm just saying, like...
It's just a suggestion, but if you don't...
I just don't know. Because I think at that point, you just turn the red line to white. Because he hasn't killed her.
True.
Has more than
not
opportunity.
Like a trying, though. But not for lack of trying, though.
I think it is a lack of... specifically think it's a lack of trying. He's only pulled a gun on her once. He went to school with her a whole day. You don't think he stuck into a computer room and did a whole thing? You don't think he could have just, like, snapped her neck, dropped her into a dumpster, and been done with it? If he wanted her dead, she'd be dead.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be supernatural. I mean, he can broken bones and all that, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jump 3 stories off of a horse's back into an open window, or potentially closed window. So I assume nobody was in the room for the window to be open.
Uh-huh. And the way he was riding that horse should have broken all of his ankles. You know,
he can read lips with his eyes closed and his back turned. The same way Amuro shoots guns.
Mm-hmm.
Never gonna get over that.
Well, Amuro wasn't so much shooting the gun, more like actually hitting anybody with that shot, you know.
Yeah, no, he hit the perfect target with his mother in the way, with his back turned under a blanket.
The shooting part wasn't the difficult part. It was actually hitting what he was aiming at. That it was, you know, amazing.
Well, my point being is that I think if you were any recommendation you're giving, I think it's just to turn the red line to white, because if he really wanted her dead, she'd be dead. So clearly, must mean he's not really regarding her as an enemy, or maybe she's an annoyance to him. Like, Hiro's hard to read because he's emotionless. Relena's hard to read because she's fucking crazy.
Yeah, she's all over the place.
Here's what I'm saying.
Oh no, she has two characteristics. She likes to be the center of attention, and she is gaga for Hiro. That's it.
I guess it's hard to also separate what I know from what's happened.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's the point of the note section is to separate that.
As for now, that's what the two main characteristics that we have from her. That she is a center of attention and likes it to be that way. And second, that she is crazy for Hiro for some reason, to the point that says, I'm here to, come here and kill me. It's like, what?
Well,
excuse me?
Well, the one thing he said, I will kill you. The only way I can draw that guy out is if I say, come kill me.
Yeah.
To the wind. Well, either way, this
Take
episode's
story
supposed
highs,
to be
yeah.
about her, so, assumably we'll find out more.
Yeah.
And as I said, I also have notes. Believing in the love that'll change sorrow to strength. That's a lyric from the opening, by the way. And I feel like another applicable reference to the Giran speech. Just, in this case, the opposite of it. Instead of taking your sorrow and turning it into anger, we'll use love to turn that sorrow into strength.
I like this one better.
That's because you keep associating the Giran speech with Giran. Probably not helped by the descriptor of the Giran speech, but as I've indicated many times in the past, the Giran speech itself isn't bad. It's the guy giving it who's bad.
And for which purpose he's using it for as well.
I think that's independent. It's literally just motivating a nation. It's everything he does after the motivational speech, which is the negative aspect of the speech. I think you could give the speech at I set this example. You give the speech at a sports rally. It's fine. You change the context of the speech, not the context. You change the location of the speech.
Yeah.
No, you don't change the context because the context is the speech. Because the speech doesn't contain the space noid supremacy, kill all lesser beings, Hitler was right, It doesn't contain any of that shit. The speech is literally, hey, you're feeling bad right now? Take that as sorrow, turn it into anger. Xenon needs your strength. It's like, again, it's a high school sports speech. It's just the everything around it is the problem.
Every time we say that, I remember Airplane for some reason.
Which part?
Every time somebody gets a speech and you hear the music, like a football rally, da, 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 da. You got to go and do this. It's like, yeah, and everybody gets up like, I'm going to do it, which is, I think, based on a Ronald Reagan movie, which is Do It for the Gipper. I think it is.
Legit, I only know the one movie Ronald Reagan did that everybody knows, the one with the monkey.
Ah, yeah.
All right. I think this is our first reference to Zex as the Lightning Count, which I'll say is a much better nickname than the Red Comet. I also appreciate that Zex treats the rumors and nickname for what they are, a burden. Enemies target him, and allies expect more than he can accomplish.
A little more realistic, especially considering this show, everything seems to be a little over the top. And he's like, come on, guys. Like, I'm only one guy. I'm good, but not that good.
Well, I mean, like if you were like an army engineer who got the nickname MacGyver, everyone would just expect you to be able to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like the inverse being Scotty from Star Trek, who, like in TNG, he comes back in TNG Relics, I think it was. You just tell them like 2 hours longer than it would take, and then you do it 2 hours shorter than what you told them, and they think you're a miracle worker. Lie to the captain was his advice.
Yeah.
I think despite the fact that they said that they were 100 meters below the surface and achieved 0G, the idea is more likely that they have a tube with a ball in it falling down a solid line in order to achieve free fall, like the Vomit Comet. But this is underground, as opposed to my joke that they had a sphere at the center of the Earth and should be burning alive.
Yeah. Although, I mean,
You remember, you ever been on a
I know what the Vomit Comet.
No, the carnival ride that it takes you up really high and then drops you, and then the hydraulics stop it before it hits the ground, and you go, and it drops you low. Yeah. It's probably like that, just in the ground, just drops you down, and then somewhere before the end, hydraulic or whatever equivalent, probably, hydraulic's probably the better option, slows them down before they hit the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, but you want to create that. Yeah, because what you're doing, and that's what the Vomit Comet does. Basically, it uses your inertia against you. That's why it has such a weird.
That's what I'm saying. You're in free fall. Essentially, in the Vomit Comet, you're in free fall, but you're in free fall, I guess, technically, like a sideways angle.
Yeah.
But the effect is essentially the same. The plane is traveling down at, max velocity is the word I'm about to say, but it's not the right one. Terminal velocity.
Yeah, but doing it in a way that you don't get sent back against the surface, right? But rather you're kept in the center, relatively speaking. So it simulates.
I mean, essentially, I think it's just the same
mud.
thing, that they just have an
Yeah.
underground version of the vomit comet. Noin says, "My soldiers will never be killed in battle." Well, fair enough. She wasn't wrong. Wu Fei was a dick that way, attacking the trainees over the rest. They didn't die in battle. They got blown up in their sleep.
I mean, technically, that was battle. It's just they never knew that we're in the battle in the
If you
first
don't
place.
know you're in a battle, it's not a battle. That
Not
goes
for you,
that goes for
but for what?
elementary school, middle school fights. If you don't know you're in a fight, you're not in a fight.
Yeah, you're in a beatdown.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying if you get killed before you ever had any action, before you had any inclination that you were in a fight, you weren't in a fight. You just got killed.
Yeah.
Technically, when
It's
the
a
murderer
massacre.
sneaks into your room and stabs you to death in your sleep, you weren't in a fight with the murderer. You got murdered.
Yeah. Not a murder, it's a massacre.
It's kind of funny to think that the same values the show will extol later on as the correct moral ones is really the only reason Wu Fei didn't get shot to death on his bike, despite him mocking Noin for it as a weakness. It's another reason Wu Fei is fucking in the wrong.
Yeah. I mean, things will get more convoluted later on as well, so yeah.
In Gundam Wing, no way.
No.
So long as we don't have like 5 to 10 minute long speeches in the middle of a battle, we should be fine.
Oh boy.
I guess Zex and Noin is the difference between testing and experience. It's implied that Noin held herself back in testing to make Zex look better, implying that on paper, Noin is the superior officer. In practice, Zex has the practical knowledge to know not to send the transports out in the middle of a combat scenario, despite them being Noin's orders. Also, just noticing that there are a lot of lieutenants around. That's why Zex couldn't countermand the order based on rank. Hell, even Zex's right-hand man Otto is a lieutenant.
Kind of reminds me of the Federation where everybody's supposed to be an officer. It's like, even though we know that there's rank and file, you have chiefs. So, yeah. But everybody's an ensign, everybody's a lieutenant, everybody's a captain.
That's why Data was so quick to get promoted in all the hypotheticals and then future scenarios. Lieutenant Commander Data.
Yeah.
Wu Fei, I don't kill bleeding hearts or women. Leaving the misogyny on the table for a second, how would you even know if you were killing a bleeding heart? You just bombed a bunch of trainees in their sleep. You never even had a chance to know if any of them were bleeding hearts. I think you kill bleeding hearts all the time, Wu Fei, you fucking hypocrite.
Well, they're bleeding hearts now. Well, whatever's left of them anyway.
Fine, I'm thinking of the Men in Black scene. Oh yeah, no, wherever all the organs are, they're fine and intact. Clearly they're not here, but...
Yeah.
Alright, last note. Super odd that they just refer to the area of space the colonies are in as Lagrange Point. By the way, L.A. Grange Point. Even 1979 Gundam recognized that those were different locations across Earth's gravity well. I guess in Wing, there's only one point and all the colonies are there.
I mean, there should be multiple Lagrange points, not a
That's
Lagrange
literally
point.
my point.
Yeah.
Is that it is L.A. space G-R-A-N-G space point. Not Lagrange point. Lagrange. Like the Grange point.
Yeah.
I don't know if Grange has a meaning, but...
Yeah, it does. It does. I think it means field.
So it's the field point.
The field point, yeah.
Not Lagrange point. Lagrange point.
Lagrange, yeah.
So yeah, I guess in Gundam Wing, all the colonies are in one spot, and they only built anything at one Lagrange point.
I got it. Now it's stuck in my head, and I'm going to check just to make sure. Real quick. Meaning. In English, is a country house with farm buildings attached. It's an archaic form of granary or barn. So it was close.
It's also a song by ZZ Top.
Yeah.
It's not a joke.
Grange, yeah. I was close, but I was mistaken. Because it sounds like in Spanish, granja, which is literally, a barn. So Probably
Yeah.
comes from the French. So yeah, the Grange. Oh, because in English I heard it be said Grange, not Grange. That's why I didn't recognize it as thought it was.
Yeah.
Even though,
even though it's part of the word, or if you take rid of the G, but I was reading it more like grunge, like grunge.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my last note. Anything else you want to bring up before we get into it?
That I suck at French. That's
German.
my note. Yeah.
All right, well, I guess go ahead and hop on in and see what we get with Relena's Secret.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered.
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I mean,
This is
certainly
still
the song is never going to get old.
No, I love this song.
I mean, it's not aided by the fact that we've been kind of waylaid in recording these, so it's
Yeah.
not like 2 times a week I'm hearing it, and it's only,
No.
at the moment, only once.
Yeah.
But not even then, it's not a bad song.
No.
And I guess also not for nothing, this is at least a series that has 2 openings.
Oh yeah, that was actually going to be my next comment. It's like, do we get another opening? Sometime later. Or are we still in the era of one opening for the entire show?
Communication and Wild Beat. So yeah, 2.
No, they're the same song.
Is it? I can't remember the. I'm trying to remember the name of the other one.
Yeah, we have an outro. You talking about intro and outro, or you talking about 2 intro songs?
2 intro songs.
Yeah.
Well, Gundam Wing has 2 different intro songs. Cannot for the life of me remember the other one. Obviously hindered by the fact that I'm currently hearing one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of it. Yeah, no, all that's coming to my head is communication.
Yeah. Now we know where hacking the arm of the Gundam comes from. Well, they also did that in '79 as well. I brought that up because they did that a lot in in Requiem for Vengeance.
I've got notes about it later. Yeah, this show is so much better in English. I don't know how I would have handled this if I had watched this for the first time. If I'm watching this for the first time now and in Japanese. Yeah, because I feel like the English cast adds something to it.
Yeah, they understood the meaning of.
Well, because I feel like if I was watching this in Japanese, I'd be taking it seriously. Like I'd be trying to treat it serious. Whereas, like hearing this guy's voice in English, you can't take that serious.
Yeah, this was says.
Oh, this is totally off topic to Gundam, but I was just watching the seasonal anime review that I do, and one of the shows is literally a foreign exchange student, the coming home communicate in Russian sort of thing, but she's English, so the non-Japanese stuff is all English. It's like that's kind of perfect for an English-speaking audience. But I'm just thinking in my head comparing Relena's Japanese voice to her English voice.
Yeah. That's a big ass ramp, by the way. I like the design of the show.
Not even close to the ramps in Seed.
No, this one is like a solid block. Like the ramps in Seed they have all this.
The ones in Seed feel like they go on for a mile.
Yeah.
Remember at the end of the last episode, Lady One says you take care of this guy. That's Vice Minister, actually.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. What did he say? What was it? Oh, nothing.
Well, you remember my episode 2 comment about literally when he says something about Operation Meteor and how loudly he says that his daughter next to him can hear him.
Because they don't reflect light the same way. Actually, it's a trick of the atmosphere, mostly. They reflect light, they don't, transmit it themselves. Oh, yeah,
I did see the word authentication in that, so.
Yeah.
Again, my confusion about this episode, as I mentioned last time, is in my memory, her dad dies taking off. It very much seems like in the next time on, he dies like in an explosion on the ground. I could have sworn one of the Gundams shoots him while he's taking off. Like from Earth, not in space either.
Oh, so Earth has a chronic financial crisis, right?
Well, yeah, because all the rich people are backing the Rockefeller Foundation. Oh, so we can hear people from way over there, but not the seat over.
Mind you already have conquered the colony, so I don't know how you would not know this. See, this view of the colonies looks very claustrophobic, at least in this particular colony.
I think it's claustrophobic.
It has these walls, and you don't get to see anything. You just feel so cramped compared to everything in. So yeah, but it feels like the other shows are showing like more expansive colonies.
How reasonable of her. I hope that's a streak that continues. Don't worry, you'll be telling me what space smells like soon enough. Also, I feel like that had drawers in it. You could have hidden that thing somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, the idyllic civilization that we live on here in the colonies, where crime doesn't exist. It's funny, because I feel like in a spoof, that's what the dog would have done. Because they're Gundams attacking facilities?
10 seconds. Well, it feels a lot more obvious now, though. I guess, to be fair, the only witness is this girl, who I think you could detain pretty easily. I realize you were kind of busy in the moment, but you could have said, "Restrain the girl," and thrown it. It's fine, I was sitting in the Hitler seat.
That guy is strong.
I'm in fact trying to get this guy to kill me. You gotta know that Relena's the kind of girl who gets turned on by danger.
Yeah.
How many primary characters did we just almost lose?
Yeah.
Sorry, you were fighting him about getting in, but you were just like, oh yeah, clearly, take my arm and inject me. Also didn't realize in the counter to the Lady Po scene, don't give that kid
Yeah.
drugs. Here, take some drugs.
Yeah. No, those drugs, this drugs.
Relena was present for the don't do drugs scene from Lady Po.
Yeah.
And then it was all good for drugs later. I got that from the name part.
Yeah. Complete pacifist.
Also called stupidity. Because of that aforementioned pacifism, by the way. So why do you care so much? You just found out about them for the first time. Real sad and everything, but legitimately, if you just told me, by the way, you're actually sired from ancient royalty, but the kingdom was destroyed when the Nazis rolled over Europe, I'd still be getting my head around it. Not like, no, don't say it, it was true. Like, what? You reacted pretty hard, pretty quick.
Now we're in Dragon Ball Z.
Nah, there's no turtle on his back. Turtle shell.
Turtle shell, yeah.
I mean, I remember who this guy is, too, so it's confusing that he's on Earth. For me, anyway. The circus is in town. I won't stop you, as evidenced by the fact that you're on the ground and I'm on the second story.
Screaming, apparently. I don't have a name, but I'm going to give you one anyway.
I don't have a name, but here's my full name.
Yeah. I'll give you my government name, but I'll give you a name. If you have to call me anything, call me Sir. I noticed.
Literally a whole base of people who would love to be your friend, Quatra. You don't have to lower yourself to this.
Oh, an aircraft carrier. That's Wolfei right there.
A whole hour?
2 hours.
He said for a whole hour. I mean, that's some lame-ass guard duty. Only an hour?
Wait a minute, you have a Gundam. Why don't you simply destroy the ship with the Gundam, right?
Maybe he needs to steal something from it.
Yeah, apparently.
I don't know. I don't remember episodes specifically, but you could imagine he kills everybody on the thing, hides the Gundam in the aircraft carrier, and then sails the aircraft carrier into a formation. Not necessary, completely unnecessary, because he can just attack anything. Because, you know, that way that technology operates. Where shit is always worse than it used to be. And prototypes are always better than the finished model. To be fair, that actually does work out in Gundam. The Z1, the first Zaku's, yeah, were better than the general model Zaku's.
Okay.
You know, hold on. Just we'll type it over here. And remember it for the end. That's right, prototypes. Yes, if only he'd worn his explosive-proof jacket.
我々も鋭意捜査中です。テロリストの目的は現在不明ですが、これがコロニー全体の意思としたら、我々もそれなりの軍事行動に
You already are. Legitimately, I get reminded of it at the start of every episode. You really got people against the wall. Sugar guy in the back is my favorite.
父を病院に連れて行かず殺してしまったのに。
だから病院はやめないか。本当に申し訳ありませんでした。何を？
敵を撃ちに行きます。あの人たちが、オズという人たちが父を殺したのでしょう。
バカなことを。返り討ちに遭うのが関の山だ。殺されますよ。
殺されても構いません。
Bitch, you don't know who you're talking to. I'm all about that.
もうやめて。この人に何の恨みがあるんです。
I jump in front of guns for a living. Also, I have a mother still.
Yeah.
I
Well,
legit
now-
never recall seeing her ever again, but I guess Relena and Machu are in the same lane.
今だ。
話してください。
ヒーローとはヒーローユイのことか。
彼を
Oh, that guy is not creepy at all.
しているのですか？
Well, just like the other guy, though, it's like he at least is in the colonies. I remember him being there.
レディアンは
Yeah.
ドーリアン外務官は
殺されただろう。
What the fuck do you know?
リリーだ。
ご心配ですね、ゼクス。
ん？何のことだ？
He's your sister.
心を開きなさい。あなたは隠し事が多すぎる。
You know his name.
Yeah.
You
He's
told
right.
us.
Yeah. Okay, that. Oh, yeah. I was wondering why is that closed? Like, what the hell?
Well, technically, it's just sensors, right?
Yeah. Like, is he blind or something?
警護の利用が消滅しました。敵か？ガンダムではないでしょうか。準備のできているモビルスーツから出撃させろ。
What's the checklist of the commander's brain of events that are happening right now? Two Leos just got destroyed. Enemies? Asteroid impact. Bad
Yeah.
prank. Like, what does he think
Yeah.
the list of things that are happening right now?
It's a Gundam.
Again, it's not in English. It's not the correct way to do it.
I know. I know.
And I said that the English carries it. The OST does a really big job of carrying it too.
Yeah.
ドクター J、あなたがヒーロー君を地球に送り込んだの。
Yeah, he used to play basketball too.
I was gonna say my friends called me Mr. J. Dead.
彼に何をさせようとしているのです。
Oh, sorry, Hero. I thought he was asking how Darlene was doing. As a joke.
殺人のプロフェッショナルとして育て上げた。
どうしてそんなこと。
わからんのか？コロニーの平和のためにじゃよ。
そんな。
We build assassins to maintain the.
平和につながるはずはありませんわ。
つながるんじゃよ。
I mean, technically, he killed everybody.
Yeah, it's peaceful afterwards. Pretty quiet too. Stinky though. Eventually.
Well, to be fair, it's stinky with people.
でも、
Yeah.
もっと平和的な解決方法があるのでは。
Dead people don't shit as much.
Probably shit for the last time.
Yeah. As opposed to how much they shit for the rest of their lifetime.
戦争など誰も望むはずがないと。
I mean, again, technically, how long have you been preparing for this? Yeah, they're all in one Lagrange point.
Yeah.
ちょうど20年前、わしらは全コロニーの指導者、ヒーローユイのおかげで平和な暮らしを続けておったんじゃ。
ヒーローユイ？
Still lives on in his legend, even though I have to explain to you who he was.
Who he was, yeah. So basically, this guy's named the equivalent of what's his name?
Gundam Daikun.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going on remembering how much of a repeat the last thing you said with a question mark at the end of it Relena was. Code name?
ヒーローユイを暗殺し地球圏に戦争を引き起こそうとする張本人じゃ。
See?
おるのか?
Yeah.
It's a question mark. What is the last thing you said? Question mark.
ではヒーロー君に狙わせているのは
オズ全部統一連合軍を乗っ取り地球圏の完全独裁という野望を潰さねばならん。
でもどうしてその役目がヒーローなんです
Well,
か
this plan was shit from the start then. Legitimately, they're going around attacking Earth locations, which is gonna make Oz, the specials of the Alliance military, get called out more and more demanded. Heavy arms?
No, that's duo.
I saw bullets. I don't think anyone would blame me for thinking bullets and heavy arms.
Yeah. Without the gun, I would put my money on Death Sight. Because remember, Death Sight can actually penetrate the Gundanium.
どうして私を助けてくれたのですか私がドーリアンの娘だからですか
Well, nope. Technically.
Psychotic?
Seeking death?
Is he?
How long ago?
Yeah.
Which I don't.
Ah, yeah. Tell a girl, teenager, obsessed with a boy, to stay away from him, or else. Yeah, that's not gonna
Also,
work.
you know, everyone's looking for you. I'm going to leave you here on the corner on your own.
And apparently a friend of a hotel.
Yeah, because that was going to be the Leo that took out Death Sight.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry. Why would you
not?
get him? Yeah, why?
お父様私はいつまでもドーリアンの娘ですわ
Because that's how
That's the
that
other-
works, actually.
Yeah, because you're the only father you know, right?
Also, legally on the paperwork.
Yeah. Next
I
time.
think these episodes go by so quickly because we make fun of them so much.
Yeah.
But again, it comes from a place of love. We both love this fucking show.
Mhm. Mhm.
But of course, the comment section's never going to fucking understand it. The same way they roasted me and Griffin for essentially doing the same thing for Endless Waltz.
Ah, yeah.
Well,
I mean-
we wouldn't stop talking over it. The same way that we don't stop talking over this episode is it we wouldn't stop talking over it to continue to roast it because it's so
Over the top, yeah.
It's hard to
Yeah.
believe that this is more over the top than G Gundam is,
Mm-hmm.
but
No,
it is
Yeah.
because G Gundam
mean, the
feels
thing
on
is-
purpose. G Gundam feels on
Yeah.
purpose, and this is like when a bunch of people are doing like a B movie, but they're acting like they're in an A movie or an S tier movie.
Yeah. Yeah. We're being very serious by being very silly.
I guess the example would be the Fantastic Four, the Corman movie,
Yeah.
where those guys gave it their all, not realizing what they were in or the purposes of never being released. But it's fucking amazing, and so is this. Oh, hey, she does come
Oh,
back.
する運命の中に放り込まれたリリーナ。地球に戻った彼女を待っていたのは華やかな学園祭とヒーローの転校という知らせだった。ヒーローの秘密を知ってしまったリリーナは転校がヒーローの新たな任務
Ah, cool. Just where I wanted to be.
オズの資格がリリーナを襲う。それを守ってしまうヒーロー。新機動戦
Oh, thank you for telling us that.
第6話
Yeah.
パーティーナイ
That
ト
would have been a thing that would you know, would be interesting to find out watching the episode. But you told us, so it's fine.
I mean, it's not as bad as some Macross shit that we've seen.
Yeah.
I would also
I
ask,
tell you-
why save her? It seems
I
like
guess
if
he
you wanted to
does.
get rid of evidence of yourself, and
Yeah.
you could, not save her and attack Oz, who's distracted by her, since Oz is your target.
But apparently, this is what starts setting up the fact that he just has feelings for her.
Except that they haven't established that at all whatsoever.
Say start establishing that.
It just feels like you have to already be established if you're going to save her.
Mhm.
Unless it's literally your, oh crap, oh, why the fuck did I save her? Like the first sign of it. Because granted, even my recollection of how the show ends, I do not remember any emotion in Hero's face at any point ever. Granted, he even laughed this episode, and I don't even remember that.
He has emotions. He said they're interesting set of
Rhythm
emotions.
emotions.
Yeah.
That's the other one. That's opening too. Rhythm emotion. Sorry, I got there. Making a joke.
Is it
I don't need rhythm emotion. That's the second opening.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it the moment I made a wisecrack about whatever you said before. Sorry, I'm now lost in the rhythm emotion theme song.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't wrong. Yeah. There's two openings this one. I just could not think of the name for the life of me until I made a wisecrack at the end of the episode.
Yeah, it's that kind of show, yeah.
Well, it's like, why would I say rhythm emotion for no reason? It's like, oh, that's why I'm saying it. It's the fucking second opening. Because like I was saying before, the show is an amazing OST. It does all of the heavy lifting in the original, the Japanese version. It does most of the heavy lifting in the English version. I'd say the voice actors do a really big job themselves.
Yeah.
But then again, that's because English is my native language. Same reason why I rewatch everything that we take notes for in English, is so I can understand the context that people are saying stuff in, the tone of voice, the emotionality behind it. You can't pick that up when it's in Japanese unless it's like blaringly obvious.
I do it in Japanese for most shows, except for this one because I remember watching English, and of course I didn't do it for Requiem Vengeance because
I know. All right, anything about the episode itself?
Relena. I guess what they're trying to do is that Relena is a confused teenager who's trying to figure out what the hell is going on, but at the same time, it just comes off like, what, you people, So it's kind of understandable what she does, but only so much.
I mean, she's certainly the most realistic teenager I've seen in a Gundam so far.
Yeah. Although when the scientist showed up, it's like, oh, he's going to pluck her heart or something. Like, what the hell?
Well, they're all like that. I mean, all the Gundam scientists.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, we saw two of them this episode.
Yeah, the guy with the Hawaiian shirt and the guy who just had.
But how the hell did he get to Earth?
Shuttle, I guess.
Yeah, aren't they supposed to be like super secret and everything? Dude just rode a shuttle? If that's the case, why don't you just build the Gundam on Earth?
Yeah. He put a mustache on, like glasses and all that. I mean, if you have the woman who's going to assassinate, you go like, well, you're not going to live long. What was that? Oh, everybody dies. That's what I said.
To be fair, that is one of my favorite James A. Caster. They always say break the ice, but you don't want anyone just swooping in on your broken ice. You did all the work to, make the conversation enjoyable. Fuck those people. I'm going to remake the ice. Oh, also, nice talking to you, James. Remember, death comes to us all.
Also, that bombing was kind of stupid because the guy survived with the bomb there, and she put it outside of the wall.
I mean,
so that wall would have
literally the plot to assassinate Hitler. Operation Valkyrie. But, how many bombs were put right next to Hitler that didn't fucking kill him because the table was too thick or shit like that? So, I mean, I don't fault it for this. We don't know where that table on the other side of the wall was in relation to where he was in the room. In fact,
True.
throwing it through the window may have put it further away from him than actually just being behind the wall. Also, as a person who lives in a fucking double-wide trailer with like paper-thin walls, they don't know what that wall is made of.
True. I mean, but here's the thing. You want the shock effect to be as clear as possible. That's what does most of the damage. If it explodes in the air, that shock would hit him directly. It has to go through the wall, which slows it down a little bit.
Arguably,
and
he
then
could
hit
have
him.
fallen back from his chair the moment it hit the window in shock, and
Yeah.
the table could
Yeah.
have absorbed most of the shock waves.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, my mind just goes to Operation Valkyrie.
Also, no one else saw her throwing stuff. Like, I guess there was no other security in this very important.
No, they
important
made
meeting.
that clear. There was nobody else in the area. It was only Relena.
Yeah.
That's why I mocked it in
Yeah.
the moment that she could have thrown it and also said, "Detain that girl."
Yeah.
There's no reason that Relena, in the middle of all of these Oz soldiers, got away.
Yeah, the 4 of them. But also, the colonies had no protection for themselves. This is a very important meeting.
Assumedly, they're already being oppressed by the Oz military, so there might just be the security in the area isn't actually anything. We, the Alliance military, is not allowing anybody in the colonies to carry firearms or anything. So that's why these rebels are the only ones we see carrying firearms. The security on site is going to be like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about this episode.
All right. Well, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?